What's up everybody, Luke here again, bringing you another awesome Mr. FBA UK video. We are going to start and we're going to talk about onlinejobs.ph, which is all to do with virtual assistants. Now, I didn't discuss this prior to Q4, just because you don't need virtual assistants. It's not, they're useful, I'll go over all of the reasons, but it's not like a necessity. So, and even then, it's only you got a couple of choices with like sort of online arbitrage. You can either automate all of it so that you don't do much, and then you can focus on other things that you know like what you're really like passionate about. But at the same time, for a year or something, you know, just while you're building a business and figuring out everything, you don't really need one. Like I always say, like become a master at it first yourself before you start outsourcing it. Obviously, when your time is more valuable than what you're doing, because you'll get to a point where you're doing sort of all the bitty tasks or the really sort of little admin tasks, and your time value is worth more. And because of virtual assistants being based mainly in the Philippines, you can get them anywhere really, but we're going to be focusing on the Philippines. The cost to hire them is so cheap that it's, you know, you'll see once I've gone into it how you should slowly transition to some VAs over time. So it's something you can look at while you're doing it yourself to see what's best fit. So quickly going to go over VAs. I have been dabbling with VAs for about a year and a half, and originally everyone would get virtual assistants to source profitable products. They would basically do an Excel sheet of all the products they found each day, and you would then go through them just like you would say with Bookable VA. It would look exactly the same. They would send you an email with an Excel every day with their sort of chosen products, what they found, and that's what you would hire them for. And you'd hire them, you know, as much as you want, 1 day a week or full time. You could have a team of them doing it, you know. But then now there's lots of ways to sort of get product leads. You don't really need your own virtual assistant for that. The price of, you know, for the price you'd pay of about $300 to $400 a month full time, which is obviously only about 280 quid a month full time hours is how much you would pay for most of the virtual assistants you would need in your Amazon business. Now, if you obviously look at the price, if you were doing full-time hours, are you worth more than 280 quid? If you were, someone says every day you've got to do 7 hours in the evening to find profitable products, so from 6 to 1 in the morning, 6 in the evening, or you could pay 280 quid and gain back 7 hours a day or whatever, you know, it's probably, even though it's 280 quid still, you can sort of see what I mean by it's probably beneficial to pay the 280 quid rather than give up your 7 hours every single day like a job. So the weight value distribution of that is more towards getting a VA because it's so cheap compared to a normal person like in the UK, and that is literally because you know, for example, everything's cost loads here, everything's this, everything's that, but in the Philippines everything's a lot cheaper, and this is sort of like the normal thing. A lot of people call virtual assistants, and you know, for different reasons. You can get a full-time accountant, fully qualified, and this, that, and the other. You know, probably for 600, 700 quid a month. If you think in this country that they'd be getting 2, 3, 4 grand, 5 grand. You know, depending on obviously how qualified they are and what they do. But you know, you're looking at five times as expensive. So you can always have a team of virtual assistants for all of the normal tasks. You could have your own accountant. You could have someone doing your finance, you know, almost like a finance team. You could have a purchasing team. You could have, you know, but the amount that you're actually paying is only going to be a couple of grand for all those people. But in real life, if you were having obviously hiring people, that's going to cost you thousands. You've got national insurance, and you've got this, you've got pensions, you know, and this just removes all of that. They literally just invoice you. They're subcontracted, so they invoice you every 2 weeks, for example, whatever you agree, and you just pay them, and that's it. That's literally just the extent of the transaction. So I had a VA 1 day a week. That was it. She's actually just left me today, so I will now need to look for a new one, and I'll also have to take over the task I gave her. And it got me thinking. It was like, oh, now I've got to get a new VA. You know, I'll do a video on it because it got me thinking about them. And I actually also will do bring out a little mini course, a free mini course probably, as like a beginner's guide to VAs in terms of tasks that they can do. So what I mean by that is normally in sort of an older fashioned VA, people were getting them to source profitable products, but now because you can sort of get these lots of profitable products other means, you don't need to pay someone to do it. You can get it for Bookable VA. You can go through your replenishable list. You can you can buy sheets for other things. You know, there's loads of different ways. You don't really need to get a full-time VA to do that. I would say it's probably not worth it in terms of the cost. For 280 quid for full-time wages, you could probably use that 280 quid better for sourcing software and this and that and some sheets and Bookable VA and all that sort of thing, you know. So I don't really see it sort of transition. But for me, a virtual assistant actually is to do all the admin work that I would be doing, like the bitty admin work, so that I have more time to be more creative in coming up with ideas to make more money. So you kind of get what I'm saying. So by clearing a lot of the crap that I have to do each week, I open my mind up to a bit more creativity in terms of what I can do going forward, rather than focusing on all the menial, non-intelligent tasks that my mind doesn't even work, you know, and you just sort of get stuck in that routine, just doing sort of this, that, and the other. You don't have time to sort of open your mind up and be creative. So I used to get tasks, her to do tasks like every single week. I only had her 1 day a week on a Monday. She would go over my previous week's sales in terms of the products. So she would pull off all of the sales that I did in the last week. I would then get her to tally them up to see how many of each product I sold, and then I'd get her to put it into a table. And all I would do is I'd go into that Excel spreadsheet, go to the table, filter, like obviously higher quantities, sort of like A to Z or whatever it is, but so that the higher quantity sale products were at the top. See how many I've sold. Check my current inventory to see what I've got at the time, and sort of figure out if I need to replenish. And then I would go through all of the items that she's got on the sheet, and I would basically replenish all of those items. And that would be Monday morning. I'd do it every time, and I wouldn't have to go and do all that myself. She would also do other things like pull off an inventory adjustment report and email Amazon every week to see if I'm due any reimbursements. And it's 3 in the morning there, so obviously when it's like 1 in the morning here, it's her 9 AM. So she starts working and does all these things while I'm sleeping, so that as I wake up, she's now able to provide me this information. So instead of having to work the morning myself to find out this information, or work on a Sunday night to find this information out, I'm just handed it. And she literally works 1 day a week for let's say it's about 4-ish times a month, and it's like what was I paying her? Something like 29, 30 quid, 15 quid a week or something. It's like £60 a month or £58 a month for 1 day a week. And it's, you know, and the reason I did that is that I was just going to scale up over time, but I've just been so busy doing loads of things. I didn't want to get her doing more hours and then not really be able to fill the hours properly or efficiently. So that's why I will be doing a course, a free course. It will just be tasks for VA to do. So what I did is I was recording videos like this for my virtual assistant, so that she could then go and watch it, learn it, go back to the video if she needed, and then she could do those tasks. Well, now I've got to find another VA, and I'm going to have to re-record all those videos because I can't remember where I put them or whatever, and get her a new one to learn it. So I've put together a small little sort of like crunch course on like the base, you know, the basics for a VA to get started, as in like, you know, she can do like a shipment reconciliations and see if you're due or anything. She can do like reports. She could pull off, you know, she could pull off the things I just mentioned. She could do anything. I used to get us to do, you know, whatever you just think, stuff that you think that could be interesting to see, but you didn't really want to waste the time doing it yourself because you don't know if it's got really got any value. But you could be like, you know what, actually that'd be interesting to see. Maybe it will work, maybe not, but why not get her to try it on a Monday? You know, worst case is it's only going to cost you a day's work for £14 or something. You know, even if you get no value from it, but at least you have the option rather than knowing you've got to do it all yourself, waste a day, you know, get none of the actual sort of substantial tasks done and that sort of thing. So I might put together like a 5 or 10 video course, and I'll probably give it for free, just because why not? And people can use it for their VAs, but it's not to do with sourcing products. It's getting rid of all. In a way, some of these tasks help source products. So, for example, I also say to her, at the end of the day, whatever time you've got free, I want you to go over all of my basically check over my purchase sheet and look for the items that I'm selling or have bought to sell, but see if they are also selling as a bundle version of that. So instead of having maybe like one, say I say jam, that's strawberry jam, yeah? I don't sell strawberry jam, but that's just say. Now I might be selling one strawberry jam for say £6 on grocery, but you might be able to bundle that up and sell it as a 2-pack or 4-pack or a 6-pack, or maybe all of that. So you can buy, but obviously you've got to go and find it on Amazon, and then you've got to maybe use BuyBot Pro or FBA multi-tool, see if you can make profit. And most of the time, the bundle versions you can still make good profit on. So now I've almost got product leads, but she's not sourcing products. Yeah, so I don't have to teach her the skills of sourcing products, because it can be hit and miss with VAs when you get them to do that. I'm getting her to do, I'm being creative and thinking, now that I can get someone else to do it, what should I get her to do? And you know, so she can then instead of me replenishing maybe 10 of this jam, I can buy 40 of the jam or 50 of this jam, because I can sell 10 on the single unit listing. I can then if there's a bundle of 2, I can use 20 to get another 10 of that, and then so on and so on. It could be, and you can potentially go on as much, as long as you can find it and it sells and keep her and all that. So it's great. You can almost go ahead and having a huge replenishable list. You could go and buy 200 of these jams if you can buy a 2-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack, 8-pack, 12, you know, and then you're actually finding new listings, new products, new leads, but it's the same item. And this is across, you know, sometimes you can't find them, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. But it's the fact that you've got to go away and do all the bitty work, or the crunching of the copy and pasting and that sort of thing, just to find it, see if it's there. But these are all cool, like really cool, like informative tasks for you in your business, that now you know that there's only 14 quid like a day for a whole day's work. You're paying 13, 14 quid depending on the exchange rate is. You probably think, you know what, that's worth a punt. You know, time is the money offsets it, and it's like, well, even if I do waste it, okay, well then I'm going to waste it. And if she finds 1 or 2 items, I can make it 14 quid back. You know, it's just little things, and you can build that up over time. So she wasn't with me for ages, so I didn't actually give her loads and loads, but you know, I could easily put together a 5-video course of all the basics, and she, you know, and anyone can then just use that. And she's not product sourcing, or the VA isn't product sourcing, but the things that I'm getting her to do is stuff that I could do myself, of course, but you know, it's like I want to be focusing on the proper important areas, rather than like the copy and pasting, just go, you know, and just the sort of menial, non-intelligent work. I sort of see it. You don't really have to use your brain. You're just looking for something that's selling as 2 or 4, and VAs are great for that. So actually, at the moment, you can have VAs for sourcing, but I find that it's probably better to use that money source in a different way, and then you can get a lot of these, you know, the videos that I did, they're not difficult to understand. You don't have to learn techniques like how to rekeep her and stuff. Yeah, they can if they really want to, you know, give you the best bundles, for example, like because it might not be a fast-selling bundle, but I can quickly check that. It takes me 1 second to read Keeper, 1 second. So if she gives me 10 potential new leads, it's not going to take me very long to quickly open up every single page in Amazon, check the Keeper for like 1 or 2 seconds, literally just check the squiggly lines and like two things, and I'm done. So the great thing about VAs is that they can work when you're sleeping. They can work, and then they can give you the data in the morning. So you basically are all of that morning sort of routine that you would have gone through to find this. It's already in front of you by the time your day's starting. So you're already ahead. You can also get into test things like I've just explained. Check the bundles, check this, check that. Like you're getting them to do things that you feel like your time, you don't want to spend the time doing it, but then actually you can sort of do it, and actually you'll find that a lot of the time these things are actually really good, like really valuable, but you just never would have tried it yourself because you just didn't think it's worth trying because you're just wasting so much time. And so, for example, you're not sourcing products, you're not shipping products, you're not doing this, you're literally just copy and pasting into things you might not get any results from. So it's great. Just starting off on 1 day a week, it's £60 a month or 58 quid a month. Start them off, build the task up, maybe take them on for 2 days, so on and so on. Now the best place to find these people is, I always say, always go to the Philippines, but you can get it through the onlinejobs.ph. To sign up, it's about 50 quid, but within a month you should be able to find someone. Now all you got to do is, I kept it really basic. You could put virtual assistant, Amazon FBA business, like put a job spec, and it's some big old long job spec about how it's got. But realistically, because you're giving them these videos, well, you could give them the videos, up to you, of course. Obviously, you can get them to watch it over and over again. I just told her to go to my channel, my Facebook channel, watch all the videos. So for the first like 2 Mondays, I literally got her to watch videos. So it would be the videos of the tasks I wanted to do, and I asked her to watch all the videos on my channel to get a better understanding of the business model and understand what it is I'm doing. And then just let her get on with it. She's, yeah, of course there's questions here, there and everywhere, but it's once you get to that stage it's fine. So all you have to do is put a really generic, just say good at English, good at that, Excel, like really, you don't have to go into too much detail. Obviously you need to be a little bit specific because you don't want a million people applying. But you're going to get so many people applying, and I wouldn't even really. I would just say online virtual assistant, general virtual assistant. I would log in and show you, but I haven't got an account at the moment because I cancelled it before the subscription would have renewed. So I can't. Otherwise I would go in and show you what I actually apply. The job spec. But you just post a job. You should, and then you just apply. Get them onto, say, a Skype text chat. You don't want to talk to them. You can do. But I just say, and then you just want to engage their responsiveness. Can they type in English? Are they slow? Do they seem like they know what they're talking about? Are they, and then just try them out. Worst case, you've got the videos potentially again to give to the next person if you need to. And I would say just trial 2 of them and get them to both work on a day. So you say Monday, both work, and then you check each other's results or work that they've done. And then you would pick, and then you would say to the person, you would say beforehand, I'm going to, basically there's 2 of you that I like. Would you be willing to work a day as a trial? You can decide to pay them or not pay them or whatever you want to do. And then go from there, and then just discuss, I'll pay you every 2 weeks or every month or every week. They will just PayPal invoice, send an invoice through PayPal. You would just pay it, and that is literally it. And yeah, it's all about just taking the action to try. You could be like, oh no, but just try. Like, you can talk, oh yeah, I'm going to get a VA, I'm going to do this, but it's more about just seeing. Like, for the whole of last year, well, I quit my job last April, which is like a year and a half ago or whatever it is, but for the whole year, when I went full time, so from April to April this year, probably a bit more than that, I've done a lot of testing. Like, unless you do it, you don't know what's going to happen. So, like, I probably didn't make profit last year on loads of months because I was just using all of that money in trying different sourcing softwares, in trying different trying this, maybe trying different boxes, the prep boxes, trying this, trying that, like what's best for this, what's best for that, to get the best mix. Because until you try things, you don't really know. And you might find that you do this a couple of times and you think this is a waste of time. Fine. But like, it's really just basic. You don't want to overcomplicate this. Really simple, general virtual assistant, good at Excel, good at you can give them I have to obviously create the videos, but you can give them the videos that I'm going to create absolutely for free, and just start them from 1 day a week, and you'll just see that all these, you're just giving data, you're giving she hands you your work, and you're like, wow, like I would have had to spend all morning doing that, and it's done. And these aren't hard tasks. It's just the fact that you got to do the task, and they're quite, it's mainly just admin stuff, isn't it? Really, if you can just try to like iron out all that admin stuff, so you can just open yourself up for more creativity, and that creates more profit overall. Anyway, I'm not going to carry on the video. I'm not going to drone on and spend too long on this video, because I know that some of my videos are long. I do go on. But yeah, this is just a brief overview of virtual assistants for your Amazon business and how you can use them. And I'm sorry I haven't gone in to show you how I did the application. And if you guys want to, when I actually reapply for the next person, if you want to see how I do it, the process behind it, I can sort of bring out a part 2. Just comment if you like, if you want that or like that. I'm not sure exactly when I'll do that, but at some point. And hopefully you enjoyed the video, and it just gives you a little insight to virtual assistants for your Amazon business. And they don't have to be for sourcing products. Okay, now smash the thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned for some another awesome Q4 videos that I'll be bringing out, every couple of days. Tips, tricks, things not to overlook, momentum, how to keep momentum in Q4, and all that sort of thing. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and it's just opened your mind up to another element of the Amazon business that you may have not already thought, or maybe you did, but you just didn't 100% understand. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and have a great evening. I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.